Any certifications, anything from now onwards, whatever we are doing is very, very important. This is what is being asked, right? Data ingestion is the first topic. One of the exams that is very prominent and widely available is CCA 175. Okay, if you open the browser, let me show you, and if you type CCA 175 Cloudera and press enter, you can see that there is this CCA 175 Spark certification exam. It is very costly. I don't know why they have kept it that much cost. It's about $275 one time. If you are not doing it, $295, and 120 minutes, 70% is the time. And if suppose you are looking at the desired skills, please look at that. Import data from MySQL to you will see all that things. Import data from MySQL database to HDFS using Sqoop. Export data from MySQL to from HDFS to Sqoop. All these kind of things you will see. From this particular point onwards, it will be asked, and it is valuable. Databricks also came up with a certification that started from around 2018. That is also using all these kind of concepts for the normal question. So be very, very careful about these things. For example, let me tell you how the question will be. The question will be like, I have a MySQL database running in the machine ABC at port 5000. That's how they will tell you. So you should be now knowing how to construct this URL. So it will be JDBC colon MySQL. Instead of localhost, it will be ABC, and instead of the port, it will be that number. And then it will tell you my database name is EmployeeDB. So you got that particular one. Bring the table from that database to your HDFS. Ingest the data. That's how the question will come. And please remember, there is no manual test or manual check for your certification. After you write all your exams, what happens is an automated process will run whether in HDFS that file is created or not, and it will count whether equal number of rows are there. There will be an assert statement, and it will tell that pass. Nobody is going to check it. So if a minute mistake, if you are making, that question is deemed to be answer is deemed to be wrong. Okay, so there is no chance at all. Another thing, why the people do not get it? So out of all the batches that I completed, not more than 10 people are certified. The reason is not because they don't know it, but because time. Okay, the time to complete. What they do, the moment you write that Sqoop command completely in the command line, and after that you find out that okay, there is an error by typing the command, you will start again typing that particular command. Why? Because this is a remote exam and a proctor will be watching you. When you are sitting for the exam, they will ask you first show your room, show your table, and then the person will be watching you through the video, and your screen will be completely shared. So for that entire time, that proctor will be watching you. So at that time, what happens is that whenever you are typing the command, since it is through internet, you are typing in a remote computer, the moment you type yes, it will take few seconds that S will appear in the screen. So you don't have time to change your command back, forth and all. So what I suggest is always in the certifications, don't type the command directly onto the command prompt like this by opening the command prompt, but instead you write the command in a gedit text viewer and you type whatever you like here, and then you copy it from here to your terminal, so that if there is a mistake, you can immediately come back to your editor, and then you can make the changes. Okay, so that's how you should tackle it. I know many people failed because this question I made wrong. It was so easy and I was not able to get the time. So time management is the problem. The Sqoop questions you should be able to complete in first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes, all the Sqoop questions, because it's commands, tuck, 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 you should finish it, right? Because later questions are Spark and Scala. That will take long time for each and every question because you'll have to think. They will tell you find the population of Texas by giving you some a quantity by writing a Spark and Scala program. So you may need to do a little bit of experiments and you need to reserve your time for those questions. 3 or 4 questions will be on Sqoop. So that questions you should be immediately be able to complete it. Okay. And if you take some 10 minutes, 15 minutes for each of these questions, you will not be even able to attempt that questions. Out of 10 questions, you should pass 7. And it is not a multiple choice. It is writing code. Okay. So that's how the exam is.
How long is that?
Oh, 120 minutes, right? Okay. So what I want you to do is that I'm giving you a material which you can practice. I will give you all the initial things that are needed, but a lot of practice is needed from now that you need to do it at home on Sqoop. So go to your browser, okay, and go to forourson.com/passion, and please download the material Sqoop workbook or reference guide, which is downloaded today morning. Okay, so the name of the file is it a Sqoop? Oh yeah, Sqoop workbook.pdf. Okay, right click, save as, save the link as, and select your desktop so that it is stored into the desktop. Okay. So you got this particular file, and I want you to, after going home, after this class, once you understand all the concepts, please do experiment on this. So in the desktop, there is a Sqoop workbook.pdf. Double click that and make it big. This is the material. Course and certification exam reference. Okay, and there are 8 pages, but once I am giving you one example, please make sure that you are trying it with other examples. So let's start from the first page. Okay, and please remember there can be some typos in this particular one, so you need to be a little bit careful. Please don't say that this command is not working at a later point of time. The reason is whenever I copy this particular commands and put it into Word document, Word sometimes did autocorrect. So some changes are there, but you will understand clearly what you need to do. Okay. So if suppose you are going through this one, and where is the zoom? How will I zoom it? Okay, so if I make it a little bit bigger, right? Let's say 300%. Okay, so we have executed this command in the last class. You remember? Sqoop list databases, right? Please follow a convention. Okay, please follow this rule throughout your Sqoop, Flume, and everything. Whenever I want to write an option, what is meant by an option? This is an option. Minus minus connect, minus minus username, minus minus password. These are all the parameters, whatever you see. Okay. If you go to different textbooks or different references, some people will write minus C instead of minus minus connect. That's correct. But follow one approach, and the approach that I am following throughout is I won't write short form so that you know what you are doing. So I will always write minus minus connect, and make sure there are no spaces, nothing between that minus minus and the word connect. Okay, minus minus connect is a single word, but remember there is a space after Sqoop list databases. Please don't write Sqoop without space list dash databases without space minus minus connect. Obviously it is wrong. Sqoop space list dash databases space minus minus connect, and by heart or use always these 3. And please remember, if you are running the query to list the database, then you don't need to give this particular value. Why? Because you are listing the databases, right? So why are you giving the database name? You don't need to, right? Otherwise you need to, and we have explained this in the previous class. The next one is what I'm going to execute today. That is list tables. So just apply common sense. If you are looking at list tables, do you need to give a database name or not? Yes, because without database you cannot list the tables. So see the basic difference between this command and this command. Here you don't need to give the database name, but all the other queries you have to give the database name. Okay, and that should be in a with the corresponding parameters. So open the command prompt, and I am going to copy this particular command. And as I mentioned to you, Word has done autocorrect sometimes. Whenever you put minus minus, it will be written as one dash. It is wrong. Okay, always you should write minus minus connect. And I would suggest do not copy first few days. Please do type so that you get familiarity with that command. So Sqoop is the command, and then list tables. Okay, did you look at another important feature? Whenever you write list dash tables, it is not underscore. Any of the unique Sqoop commands, there is no list underscore tables. Always it is list tables. And again, don't make a mistake by writing list space tables like this. Wrong. Okay, you cannot write like this. Always it is a single word, list tables, and then you should write minus minus connect, and always you look at the question and then write what is the database name that is provided for us. It is localhost 3306 retail underscore db. Okay, and look at that, it's a single word, which means it starts from J and ends at B. No spaces in between any of these particular things. So always whenever you write a word, you make sure that there are no spaces. These are all the places where you may make mistake. That's why I'm making it as detailed. So now the username, and the username is retail underscore dba, and then minus minus password, which is Cloudera. Okay, if you want to be very very perfect, you may put a double quote for all your parameters. If you are sure that you are not means you are not making any mistake, you put a double quote like this, and here also you can put a double quote. It is optional, but if you start practicing like that, please follow that convention everywhere. That's what I want you to do. Okay, and never use minus c, minus u, minus p, all these abbreviations. Let us write that complete one. So what this will do, it will connect from your Hadoop ecosystem to the database, and it will list the tables for you. Okay, that's what it is doing. So let's execute that one. And as you know that the moment you are writing it, it is going to the retail underscore db database in MySQL, and it is giving me there are 7 tables: categories, customers, departments, DPT, order underscore items, orders, and products. You will get only 6. Why? Because the DPT was created by me in the last class to show you the command. Remember, create table DPT as select star from departments where 1 equal to 2. I showed you how to copy the structure where primary key will be lost. That's why the DPT is coming. Otherwise, there will not be DPT. Now listen, you know how nice this particular one, if you are taking these 6 tables, right? Any Spark, Scala, and Hive, Flume, Hadoop based table database examples you can do, because these are all related tables. For example, there are many products in the company, and all the products have got orders, and each order has got 1 or more order items, and all the products are belonging to some departments, and the customers are making the orders, and there are different categories for each product. All are combined very nicely. So you can ask yourself questions. Can you find out all the orders received yesterday? Can you find out the orders for this particular category? That is how you should learn. Ask yourself common questions and try to convert it into a SQL query, and then try to get that particular data. That's the way of learning it. And that's why I told you a lot of exercises you need to do. You have to spend time. And what you get from that particular output is the one which is going to your reports, Tableau or Power BI or Cognos or Business Object, any of the reporting tools. So if suppose I have got a claims database where I have got all the claims that are coming in, I want to find out which particular customers have got which claims, I will write the SQL query. Provider, similarly. In banking, if you want relationship, accounting, accounts, customers, transactions, everything you will be writing the queries. And that's what the whole world is doing. Okay? So Sqoop is very, very widely used. It is based on MapReduce, but it is a nice tool to bring the data. Okay? Now, this DEPT table that I have may create a problem for me. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete that, but I don't want it. You don't need to delete that. Okay?
What is that accumular? Accumular does not exist.
Which one? No. That is, it is looking at some jar file dependency. Okay, and it is just telling that accumular. Accumular is an Apache software. You have to declare that particular variable. So in the Cloudera virtual machine, this variable is not declared. That's why it is giving it. It's just a warning. Okay, ignore the warnings. Now, how will you connect to MySQL without Sqoop? Forget about Hadoop completely. How will you connect it? So open another command prompt, right? MySQL minus u retail underscore DBA minus P. Yeah, sorry. MySQL minus u retail underscore DBA minus P. And what is the password? Cloudera is the password. And if you get the MySQL prompt like this, that means it is working. Now I want to drop the table. Which table I want to drop? I want to find out first how many tables are there. And I have to select the database first. How will you select the database? Show databases. First you see how many databases are there. See, retail underscore DB is there. So use retail underscore DB just like Hive. So now the database is changed. And now I am going to write show tables. It should give me all the tables. And I don't want that table DEPT. Never drop any other table from this. You will lose the source data. So drop table DEPT. And if I write show tables now, you will not see the DEPT table. That's what I want. All right. So if you want to go to the database and check whether some things are correct or not. For example, I have listed all the tables, but I want to check whether all the tables came correctly or not. You will go to the database and you will see. Okay. Now come back to our Sqoop prompt, right? And if I execute it one more time, you will see that the DEPT table will not be coming at all because I removed it. See, it's real time. What I mean by real time is it reflects the latest information that is available as of now. Okay. Then how will you execute a query? That is the next command that you can see. I want to execute a query and you use eval. Sqoop with eval. So look at the Sqoop options. The first option is list databases. Second option, list tables. And the third one is eval. And you are supposed to write the query in order to get this particular eval, which will obviously execute. What you can see, please look at what is happening. I'm going to go to this particular screen now. And since I have written a Sqoop command, I can use the arrow key. And I will go to the beginning. Control A will take you to the beginning of the command. And there I am going to write eval. I don't have to change any of this particular thing. But I have to give an additional option now because eval is for a query. And I am going to write select count of 1 from order underscore items. And please look again. The table name is having an underscore. Why? If you look at your other screen, look at this, order underscore items. It is not order dash items. So don't make any of such mistakes. Okay. And you give the query. What? What is the difference between count of star and count of 1? It is very bad if you don't know that. Count of 1 is fastest than count of star. Why? Please think like this. If your employee table is containing 14 rows, what it will do when you write count of 1? First row, 1. Second row, again 1. Third row, again 1. And then it will accumulate at the end. If you write count star, it has to create a temporary variable inside. And then each row when it is coming in, it will keep on adding to the temporary variable. So Count 1 is faster than count star. Okay. And now select Sqoop eval and then press enter. And look at what is happening. Okay. See, this is the power, right? So you got this big number. Okay. It is not that small. 172,198 rows. And you got the complete result. So it evaluated this particular query for you. All right.
Very good question. So the double quotes that you are using, is it? It's optional, right?
It's optional. But if you practice, then you practice throughout. If you are creating a convention that I will put double quote for all my parameters, please use that. That's what I'm saying. That create a standard for you. That how you are going to write it. Don't mix and match is what I'm saying. Because options are going to increase as we go on. Okay. Next query. This is the first important query that really where Sqoop is used. So the question is, please migrate all my MySQL database to Hadoop. This is how you are going to face, right? Migration. How can you take the entire data which are available in a relational database management system and bring everything onto your Hadoop just by a command? You can do it by writing MapReduce programs. You already know. By connecting to the databases and then bringing it and then saving it into HDFS, all these things you can do. But Sqoop is a tool provided for data ingestion from other relational databases. Remember, Sqoop is for relational database management systems and Sqoop is bidirectional. What is bidirectional mean? You can bring the data from database to Hadoop as well as you can take data from Hadoop back to relational systems. But it is used only for RDBMS. If somebody is asking you that I have got a file, a CSV file, I want to load into my Hadoop, you cannot use Sqoop. Sqoop is for relational database management systems, Oracle, SQL Server, etc., etc. All right, now we are going to execute and we are going to copy it into our Hadoop file system, right? So, what is the command? Look at the material again. And if you look, the first command that you need to do is import dash all dash tables. That's the command that you need to learn. If you want to import all tables, please take care. Can you select one or two tables out of your entire database if you are using this option? No. It's for entire database.
Is there an option with schema?
Later. Now, of course, schema you can give. The database schema you can give. But what I mean is, within a schema, all the tables. Okay? All the tables will be created. Okay? So, let's do this. I'm going to execute the import all tables and look at the parameter. You should by heart this, all the 8 pages of this. Whenever you use import all tables, what are you bringing from the relational database management system? Please don't think, apply a little bit of common sense. I'm bringing some data from, let's say, MySQL entire data, right? Where I should write? In HDFS, correct? And in HDFS, if I want to write that particular data, I need a directory, correct? That is what you will tell us, warehouse-dir. Okay, so minus warehouse-dir. No need to remember all these things, but just have a sense that, okay, when I use the directory, this is what is happening. Okay, you can always go to the Sqoop command reference in order to check all the options. In exam also, it is open. You can go to the browser and you can check the Sqoop commands. It's open book. The browser is open. But the problem is, if you go there and if you look at that and if you start reading it, right, as I mentioned to you, Okay, so you should have the full knowledge. Okay, so let's execute this particular command. I'm going to the command prompt again. Okay, and I'm going to execute the same previous command. Control A, and I'm going to change eval now. Import dash all dash tables, single word, and remove the query. We don't need a query, right? And you are going to experiment it 1 or 2 times. Okay, so I'm going to write now what? Minus minus warehouse dash dir. Again, why I'm not confused about warehouse underscore or dash? I'm not confused at all. Why? I told you. In Sqoop, everything is dash. So warehouse dir. Okay. Let's write the directory name as Sqoop underscore import as my warehouse directory. Okay. You may write, where is it? You may write user slash Cloudera dash Sqoop import, but user slash Cloudera is by default available. So if you write Sqoop underscore import, automatically it will go to where? User slash Cloudera only. Okay. And remember this question. In the certification, they will tell you copy the data from, let us say, MySQL at so and so localhost, so and so port to a directory called ABC. So what will be the warehouse directory name? ABC. Look at the question, and then you have to do it. Okay? And this is what is happening in the practical world. You are doing it every day. You need to do it every day. There it is around 25 to 30 people are working only on this. Every day copying the data. For what? Don't ask me. So, Sqoop import, right? So, import all tables is the command and Sqoop import, and it is going to take some time. Why? Please look what is happening. Please ignore that error. Okay, interrupted exception error. Look at that. For each table, Sqoop internally will create a MapReduce program without writing anything. Each table. And then it will start bringing the data through the MapReduce program. And that MapReduce program is what we learned in the beginning. So everything is happening internally. So give it some time because lot of data is there, 172, 198 rows, right? Like that, there are 6 tables. And now you will see the real MapReduce which is going on, and look at the time, right? So one table completed and it is starting the second table. And it will execute for all the tables. And I want you to run that command and keep it running, right? So for every program, as you can see, it is getting executed for each step. Depending upon the data, it will take a little bit of more time, and it is really a complex MapReduce. Why almost the reducer is always 0? It is a fetch, right? It is just a fetch and then writing the data. So much work may not be done by the reducer. Most of the work is done by mapper.
So every time we want to use Sqoop, we have to go use the command line?
Absolutely, absolutely. There is no UI. There is no UI for Sqoop. Pardon? Yeah, I'll tell you. We are going to look at the details. You got it. It's one of the brilliantly made application in the Hadoop ecosystem. Sqoop, very wide. It became very famous as well. Even today, the one of the technologies which has not lost its significance is Sqoop because of the power that you are seeing. Just imagine about the migration effort that is needed if you are not having this Sqoop utility. MapReduce programs, SIT, UAT, and then going through the cycles and then troubleshooting, and we don't know how much efficient it is. There is no parallelism. Everything is encapsulated into one single tool. It's slow, but for migrations, you don't bother, right? If you want to move from SQL Server or Oracle, which is costing you millions of dollars, and you are bringing into Hadoop file system, which may be just hundreds of thousands only, you don't worry about time. You just copy that data, right?
So, if you want to do some transformations,
Wait. So you will see that there are no errors now and everything is completed and it has brought that complete data into which directory? Huh? Not local directory. Hadoop, HDFS. And what is the name of the directory that you have given? So, Hadoop fs minus ls sqoop underscore import. That's the directory name that we gave, right? Oh, sorry. No, yeah. And look at that. Now, I want you to tell me everything, okay? Please look at that. How many files are created internally? Why?
6 tables.
6 tables. Good. Next. What is the subdirectory created under each? The name of the table. Next important thing is, this is where I am going to connect with what all you learned in the beginning. And that's why I taught you all that MapReduce things.
What is the format?
So, if I am now writing Sqoop import, let's say departments table, can you guess what will be there inside? Your file, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one don't bother. Underscore success is by default created. 1, 2, 3, 4. What does that mean? How many partitions? Why? The default of Sqoop is 4 mappers, and always it will create 4 partitions. Now you understood why number of splits is 4. By default, number of mappers is 4. Now next one. Can you please look at the output file name that you got? Part dash m dash m dash m dash m dash. When you will have that particular output part dash m? When there is no reducer, not even an identity reducer, which means that there is only a map that got executed. And next important thing, let us look at the data in one of the partitions. How will you do that? Hadoop fs minus cat. And I am going to write, if you write part star, you will get the complete data. It is nice if you write part star. So it will automatically read the complete data. And look at the data. What do you get? This is your MySQL data of the departments table. What is the default separator? So what do you understand? By default, Sqoop will import the data as a comma separated value file, CSV. Can you change? Everything you can do. And that is where you will apply ETL into your Sqoop.
Doesn't have the column.
No, it won't. You know why. Always in MapReduce, when you are creating the output, you cannot write a column header.
Yeah.
That's why we did it separately.
Yeah.
Yes. Clear? This is what is happening internal. And all this code you have written earlier, and that is now helping you. Okay. Now I want you to look at an ls from where these files came. What is this file? And what is this file? And what is this file? And what is this file? So let's look. vi departments.java. Okay. What else can be more beautiful than this? Look at that first line, you will understand automatically. Automatically generated departments. So you got a complete MapReduce program now generated automatically by Sqoop, which connects to the database and brings the table called departments. You understand the power now? And now if you want to tweak, when you are getting the data, you want to encrypt for security. You want to do this, what you will do? You will open this particular code, you will change, you are a Java programmer, and you make necessary changes and then use this particular code, because this code is the best possible code that can be written in order to create this MapReduce. And you see how many lines are there? They used all the good variables, everything.
So this was created while we are importing the.
Correct. And to show you the proof that everything went through a MapReduce, go to your favorite URL, which is the 8088, where the MapReduce programs are coming. So localhost colon 8088 and press enter and see what is there on that particular screen. And you see the complexity. It automatically created the program for you, and like my Hadoop.jar that we created, it created a jar file for each and every table and run the MapReduce. You see it?
So basically, we'll use this Java file to make some changes and use it.
If you want customization, otherwise no need to touch.
Transformations
Yes.
for data.
No, transformations, basic transformations are provided by Sqoop, but if you want advanced, like what I told you, when the claim is coming at the time, you want to encrypt that claim. Those things which are not available in the default transformations provided by Sqoop, then you will take it and change it. But I have not seen anybody who is doing it, but I am telling you, these are the possibilities. Okay. Now, what I am going to do is, let's do a small experiment to show you a little bit of internal of this. So I am going to come out of this particular one, okay? And then I am going to go to MySQL now. Remember, there is a MySQL prompt that I opened, and I am going to create a table. And please look at this command and tell me what it will do. Create table dpt as dpt. Let me use a letter as ABCD. Okay, I want alphabetically first. ABCD as select star from departments. I am not writing where 1 equal to 2. I am just writing like this. What will happen?
Create a table called ABCD.
Very good. It will create the table. Okay. So I got, now if I write select star from ABCD, I should have all the 6 rows that you have seen earlier. Okay. Now come back to your Sqoop. I am going to delete the directory because I don't want to create a new directory every time. Lot of data, right? So how will I delete the existing directory? Hadoop fs minus rmr Sqoop underscore import. Now did you understand that why Hadoop file system shell commands are important? Because in exams also, if you want to do some Sqoop and all, you will have to do all these kind of things, right? It is not for that old school that we just typed all that commands. Now comes the real use of it. So Hadoop fs minus rmr Sqoop import, delete it, and let's spend a little bit more time by executing the same command one more time. I want to bring all the tables from MySQL. Now how many tables are there in MySQL? 7. Right? ABCD is also there. I want to check whether it is working or not. And then let's run that. Okay? So please do that.
It will override or it doesn't.
No, it should create an abcd.java and it should run it. Okay?
So what I'm thinking is we deleted that Sqoop import in our HTTPS, right? What if it's there? Will it override?
Wait. Sqoop import has to be deleted. That's why I deleted, right? Otherwise, yeah, correct. What will happen? It failed. That is what I wanted to show you. Why it failed? Can you guess? So when I create the ABCD, remember the last class, if I write select star from departments, the primary key is not copied. So what is the must that you should have if the Sqoop needs to work perfectly? You should have at least one primary key. And why you need that primary key? Anybody? Did you remember that by default Sqoop will use 4 mappers? Right? How Sqoop is splitting into 4? By using the primary key. So it will take primary key minimum and maximum, and then it will divide it into 4. Can you increase that m? Okay. What you can do is, now I am going back, otherwise all my commands will fail. So I am going to write now drop table DPT, sorry, ABCD table ABCD. I don't want this particular table. All right. And now I am coming back to this particular screen, and after that, what I am going to do is I am going to do the Sqoop import of all tables look at that option minus num dash mappers. I am going to write 10. Can you tell me what will happen now? It will override that number 4, and how many mappers will get executed? 10 mappers. So how many partitions will be created in your output? 10. Remember, 10 partitions will be created if your data is that much. If the data is not there, it will be less partitions. It's just 1, correct? Okay. Now, listen. Please remember this particular command. Why? Mahesh, listen. If you are remembering this is very important for the certification. Why? In the certification exam, your MySQL table might contain 20 million to 50 million rows. If you don't write it, the number of mappers will be 4. You will be just sitting how the map reduce is completed. Okay? 10-15 minutes, that is gone itself.
Then what is the count of data for us in general?
You can check, right?
You select count star. Okay? And it is 20 million to 50 million. So always use minus num mappers as 10 so that you get time. This is how they are checking your capability and understanding of the knowledge. If you don't know this particular facility and by mistake suppose you write minus m1, right? Then 25 minutes you can come back telling that I passed one question, right? That's how it will happen. So make sure that the number of mappers is a very, very important parameter. Now, if I have an ABCD table, can you tell me what is the trick if I want the output of non-primary key tables also into HDFS? Number of mappers as 1, because if it is 1, there is no need of split. That's how it is. Okay. Good. So that's what Sqoop import all tables. Okay. So let's remove that table. Remove that data. Hadoop FS minus RMR. Do you want to try this? Okay, please try. Let me pause this 1 minute. Hadoop FS minus RMR Sqoop import. I have already deleted because the previous command failed, right? Sqoop import is not there. Okay.
You want us to do with 10 partitions?
1 minute. I am trying. Okay. Okay. So recording? I think so. That icon is not there on the top. Mahesh, is it recording? I think it is showing screen recording. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is one more option, okay? The same command minus num mappers, let us take the default. Import all tables. I don't have ABCD table, okay? It's a very good practice to compress the data when you are bringing, because lot of data you are bringing. So to make the network efficient, use the minus compress option, and it is a little bit difficult. You have to write compression codec. That means what is the algorithm that you want to use? Minus minus compress minus compression codec. And the name of that compression algorithm that you use is org.apache.hadoop.io.compress. Snappy compression. This is the most widely used compression algorithm. Snappy conduct. And give another directory called outdir my Sqoop. Okay, and go to the command prompt and create that particular directory, my Sqoop, in the home directory. So my Sqoop, mkdir my Sqoop. Okay, I will show you what this out directory will do. So look at the command one more time. All the usual commands are there, and I am telling that, okay, when you are bringing the data, apply a compression algorithm. And there is LSO based algorithms available, Snappy based algorithms available. Most widely used is Snappy codec. So we are using the Snappy codec algorithm, and that out directory is doing a fantastic thing. You know that products.java, departments.java, everything was created on your home folder, which is scattered around, right? When you write that out directory, you are telling that, okay, put all my Java files into that directory. Okay, so that at a single place, you will have all the details.
Double quotes, right? Double quotes after the path.
Oh, yeah. See, that is a problem I told you, that if you are following it, follow it always. So that's a two variables, okay? And did you notice when you write minus minus compress, there is no value for that minus minus compress option. Sometimes in Sqoop, there are some options where there is no value. See, for password, there is a value, Cloudera. For username, there is a value. For connect, there is a value. What about compress? There is no value. Compress is a flag to Sqoop telling that, okay, use compression, but I will tell you what is the algorithm that I need. That's the meaning of that. And press enter.
My Sqoop.
Yeah,
You should remove that.
it has my ABCD.
Not ABCD, the whole import file you should remove, right?
Yes. You have to delete the directory first.
Same thing, but you are doing it with compressor.
Yes, correct. And that is the way that you should use in
So
the.
we should use mappers 10 and then compress. There, right?
So my Sqoop like to delete.
That will be very fast.
Which one? No, it will be slow because it will take some time to compress.
Then don't do it.
No, you should do it. The time it is taking is not the fact here. The data that is written is compressed using an
So
algorithm.
you can
So the size of the data is less. That's the advantage that you get.
No, in exam I'm asking.
No, they won't ask you. If they ask, they will ask you, show me the compression algorithm and then use this compression in your Sqoop command. Explicitly, they will tell. If they don't tell, please don't use it.
Yeah.
Only num mappers, they won't tell you, but you should use it.
I did create my Sqoop, but it's I did the ls. I see that it says it's not existing.
It will not exist. If it is not created, it will not exist.
No, it's there. It's there in the list.
where are you and from where you are listing, okay? Unix
Create
cannot.
the
Home directory?
Yeah.
PWD, type PWD, where are you?
I'm in the home.
Okay, now do ls minus al.
Home folder.
It's there, right? My scoop
Is there?
It's there.
Nah, so
It says
She-
unrecognized.
just now you told it is not there.
No, I say it's there. It's out directory, my scoop.
So what is the problem?
Unrecognized directory, my scoop. We have to create it. I did. That's
I
why it's-
recommend
no.
that Sqoop spelling surely matter. Okay.
See my scoop, It's there.
Sqoop import all tables minus out
Yeah,
dir.
I was directly Sqoop
I
import.
didn't run it.
Okay. Is it a single word? Minus compress minus compression codec? Why are you
No.
making that mistake again and again? Sqoop is having a problem. The error message will not tell you exactly what is the issue.
Ah.
So you have to be very, very correct about your command. Now tell me whether it's working or not.
Because it is creating map reduce program by itself.
No? Or still the error is there?
No error.
I didn't run this compress because
Why? She gets tired. Hand, compress. For how many lines? How many words to write? What, Sarita? She's tired. I don't know. She will write only small commands.
oh, yeah, so many commands I did same file again and again.
Everybody is different.
If she's good mood, you will see that hunting she will do like this. That hand will go automatically. Sometimes I see that. Okay, the tab key she likes to press very much because that automatically fills it right. All right. See, please look at this. This command is completed. Now you look at Hadoop fs minus ls scoop underscore import directory. Remember that is your HDFS directory name. Okay.
One file will be there.
And no. And you will see all these files and then look at, let us say, departments again. And look at that values now. That shows you that it is
Snappy compress.
compressed using the snappy algorithm, okay, in the Sqoop import. Now one more thing is go to that my Sqoop directory now and do an ls. See, all the files are now gathered into one single place, right? Earlier it was in your home directory. Now you told that, okay, put all these files into one specific directory, right? So I'm going to delete all these Java files and everything. I don't want it. So cd dot clear and rm minus rf star dot java from my home directory first, and then rm minus rf my Sqoop directory, and Hadoop fs minus rmr. I want to delete Sqoop underscore import directory. So everything gone, right? Wait. So this is very rarely used. Why it is very rarely used? It is used for the entire database migration. Import all tables. So guess what can be the next command which is allowing you to take only one table, right? That's what we are going to learn next. That is Sqoop import. No dash all dash tables. Just the word import. So what's the difference between import all tables and import? Import all tables is for the entire database. All tables of the schema will come. Import is for specific. Another advantage, import has got a lot of options, what you are asking, like ETL, changing the delimiter, all that kind of things, which is not there in import all tables. Import all tables is just a dump. Okay, it is basically used by, the initiatives where first time you want to copy the entire data into one, right? That is where it is used. So the next command is Sqoop import. So let's bring only the departments table. So continue typing Sqoop import this time. Okay. Import is a command, scoop is a command. So don't put any minus minus for those things. Okay. Use the command. Take your previous command that you have typed and change to import. And don't forget about connect. No change in username. No change in password. No change in warehouse directory. And I don't want to use these options anymore. Our directory and all. But there is a new option now coming in. Minus minus table. And what is this table? This table is the table from MySQL. Please clearly understand. Don't think that in Hadoop or Hive that table is created. No. It is the table that you are bringing, importing. And make sure that the table is existing in your MySQL database. And wait a minute, don't press enter. Whenever you are creating a table departments, you need to put that data, right? So that data, where it will be put? What is the directory name? Sqoop underscore import. So the data will be written into the same place. Sqoop underscore import. Now, if I want to expose this as a Hive table, what I will do? After this command, your sqoop underscore import will contain the data. Load data in path into your Hive table. Remember the command? 2 steps, right? I will tell you easier step later. Are you getting what I said? Right?
Right.
Okay. Now let's execute this one. And by default, number of mappers is 4. And this is import. This you can try fast because only one table is there. It should be very, very fast. And it will run the member. A number of splits by default 4, as you can see. All right, receive the 6 records, it's complete. Obviously, it will be there in that particular directory, okay? Now, how that format will be? CSV file. By default, everything is CSV and it will be creating that particular table, right? Now, please look, I am going to execute the same command to illustrate you another idea. And let me call it as sqoop import new. And I am going to change this word warehouse directory to target directory. Okay. Just see the clear difference. First I used warehouse directory. Now I am changing that particular word to target directory. Target directory. Okay. Small change. Look at the previous command again. The previous command I used. What is it? See, warehouse directory. Now we are using, this is very important for you, target directory. And I am going to execute this command, okay? Any error? There is no error. It is running the MapReduce as usual. Have you noticed minimum of department ID and maximum of department ID? What is that department ID? Primary key. Remember, based on the primary key, it will divide into 4. All right, it is completed. Now, what I want you to observe is, please look at this. Let's look at Hadoop fs minus ls sqoop underscore import, which was old, which I was using warehouse directory. Okay, and let us look at Is it underscore new? No.
Import.
What's the difference? Come on. This is when I used warehouse directory. This is when I used target directory. What's the difference? If you use warehouse directory, a subdirectory will be created with the name of the table and all the data will be kept inside that subdirectory. Are you with me?
Mhm.
If you use target directory, directly, all the data will be put inside the target directory. There will not be a subdirectory created. This is very, very important in the exam. If your question is telling that put the data from MySQL table departments into a directory called XYZ, you should use target directory. If by mistake you write warehouse directory and you put XYZ, what will happen? The data will not be inside XYZ. It will be inside the table name within XYZ. And I told you, an automatic robot will be running your particular program. It will check in XYZ and it will not find any files and your answer is wrong. Okay? Clearly understand the difference between warehouse directory and target directory. Warehouse means it is a data warehouse where you are having individual folders for each table. Target directory, directly the data of the table will be put into that directory. Okay. Or Krishna, you are thinking something? My repository, Sqoop repository. Okay, one quick question. I don't want all the data from departments table. I want only the, let's say, all the data where the department ID is less than 10. How will you do that? Okay, let me delete these two directories. Hadoop, FS. You understand target directory and warehouse directory?
Yes.
Make a note, please. This is 100% people make mistakes in the exams. Hadoop FS minus RMR warehouse. Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. RMR Sqoop underscore import and then Sqoop underscore import new. I deleted these two. I'm just trying this query. I just saw it in my notes. I am going to execute now. Okay. And I am going to write minus query. Okay. Please wait. Don't type. Select star from departments where department underscore ID is less than 10. Okay. I should get an error. Yeah, and you can clearly see what is the error.
Cannot specify query and table together.
So, if you specify table, entire data of the table will come. If you want only a small number of data, remove that table option and write only the query option and then press enter. Okay. How will you correct it? Minus num dash mappers is 1. Don't use a condition now. Okay. Select sharp must conditions in the where clause. Why? Let me write select. I don't have a where clause. Why I should?
Department ID.
What's that?
It's called department ID. Department
No, 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 no. I think there are some things that you need to do for the query. I will show you that. Okay. Okay. Please ignore them. I will show you how to use the conditions in another class. There is some concept that we are going to cover anyway later called dollar conditions. So when you want to write explicitly a query, you need to use that dollar condition. So don't use that now. Just use the table option now. That's why I told you that it's in my notes, but I have not used that quite a while. What's the next? Okay, I think you can practice on this much topic for tomorrow. Please work on some other tables, some 2 or 3 tables, and then try to bring it. But try all various combinations, and then try to get that particular data. Okay? Can you bring the joint result of 2 tables into this? No, you cannot. How? Because again, you need that dollar conditions. Yeah. Right, that's what. So there are some things that you need to do if you want to bring the join, etc., etc. Okay. For now, just experiment on this. This is what is, I can say that 40 to 50% of the work in the Hadoop environments are Sqoop. Bringing the data for this team, bringing some data for that particular team. So be familiar with all the options. It is of very, very important use. Okay. All right.